What is this place? Where are we? Last I remember, I was working on my theory of evolution.
And I was just painting a portrait from this pile of vegetables.
I was trying to get my back some rest, but I woke up on the most uncomfortable ground.
I was busy starving to death from the lack of my literary success.
Would you like some of my vegetables?
See.
Well, clearly we're all significant figures from our own time periods with hopes and aspirations. Maybe we should work together and survive this harsh environment.
Huh?
It looks like...
What is that?
Ow!
Lamarck!
I know just what this is. Those are incredibly short-necked giraffes.
Short-necked giraffe?
Yeah.
I've heard of the giraffe.
They're not evolved yet.
Not evolved yet.
And how they're going to evolve is they're going to stretch their necks. And when they stretch their necks, they,
You mean
yeah.
like this?
Yeah. When they stretch their necks, it will get longer.
Wait. Shelter.
Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra. Man, what a long name. Former crusader and author in the cusp between medievalism and the Renaissance, mostly known for his work, Don Quixote. Arcimboldo, artist from the Mannerist period, best known for his abstract portraits made out of inanimate objects. Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, a naturalist from the Enlightenment period, known for being amongst the first to create a coherent theory of evolution. Frida Kahlo, the surreal realist, known for her provocative paintings that reflected her life's struggle, pain, and turmoil.
Ow, my back.
Cervantes was quick to build a shelter. Nice shelter, Cervantes. Oh.
Gee whiz. It sure was resourceful of you to build shelters for us, Cervantes.
Gracias.
There better be a nice bed and a back brace in there. If I have to deal with another second of this pain, I'm gonna have to make another painting about it.
Paintings? I make paintings as well.
A fellow intellectual. I think I remember seeing your name in one of my art history books.
Ah, yes, I love painting unconventionally. My goal in every painting is to try something new, no matter how strange. But hey, that's Mannerist painting for you.
Mannerist? That actually sounds a lot like surrealism. People often confuse my work for surrealism, but I tell you, it's my life experiences, so that's very realistic to me.
I cannot help but notice your accent. Are you perhaps from, España?
Oh, well, actually, I'm from France.
You're not that far off. I'm from Mexico, actually, but I take it you're from España?
See. I'm still hungry. We have shelter, but no food. Your vegetables. I ate them.
We have to work together to find more food. Because we have to persevere as man together.
Man?
Man.
Man?
Man.
And woman. So we must persevere through the hunger and find food and nutrients to keep us alive as we last out here.
Where were we? Oh, yes. Well, you see, I've been meaning to ask you. I was wondering the condition of my home country, but seeing as you are from Mexico? Yes, well, my country was in a state of confusion last time I checked. The Crusades left a pretty weird mark on society. I'm publishing this new work. Hopefully, it'll be my breakthrough, and I could finally eat. We cannot be further away from the advancement of society. It's time we look to the future and think for ourselves.
This coincides with my thinking very much. We should dare to think for ourselves, beyond the commonly held belief. I'm doing just that with my theory of evolution. I want to break the mold of our thoughts and expand our knowledge to what could be true. In my thinking, organisms are born from nothing through spontaneous generation and can change and adapt, evolve to achieve a perfected form. Sort of like Arete, no? But I'm getting sidetracked. We should get people to think on their own terms and dare to break the barrier of commonly held belief.
I'm glad at least two of us have common sense.
Make that 3. I was always about breaking boundaries in my artwork, and I was actually among the first to use optical illusions in my art.
Not to forget my artwork as well. The decidedly provocative ideas that it has that encapture my life and pain that I show in very unconventional ways that just people wouldn't expect to see. The woods sure are beautiful. It's so nice out.
Certainly. You know, I've always been fascinated by nature. I was actually in the middle of documenting my beliefs on nature in my book, Philosophie Zoologique, before I was transported to this time period. You know, all creatures are born from a simplest form, and through acquired characteristics, they reach more perfected ones. All the animals of nature do this. The birds, the mammals, even us. I like to think of the blacksmith, who, over time and through experience, grows stronger, especially in the use of his arms as he works, into a more perfect form. He thereupon becomes the best blacksmith that he can. And this is sort of like Arete, like I've stated before. I think through effort and the use of one's best abilities, we can grow and develop into perfected human forms, just as the blacksmith becomes the best blacksmith, or giraffes stretch to acquire their perfected necked forms.
I like the way you think. It reminds me of how I use simple objects to create really complex portraits of human forms.
I would like to see some of this art, if I may.
Sure. Wow. Amazing. Just my style.
This is different. Not bad. But you're just like the rest of them, unable to distinguish reality from fiction. I think you should focus more on art that will advance people's way of thinking. Using vegetables, and this is all just idealism. You know, my new work, Don Quixote, reflects the importance of realism. Maybe this is the time I will get recognition for my work.
What is Don Quixote?
Don Quixote?
Don Quixote?
It is pronounced Don Quixote. Gracias mucho. Anyways, I would consider it my magnum opus, is what those Latins say. It's supposed to reflect the importance of focusing on reality, because fantasy is like making humans or vegetables or giants out of windmills are just foolish, and it'll bring people destruction and just plain trouble, hindering the advancement of humans.
What do you mean there's no room for idealism and imagination in art? That's the whole point of it, to be creative and explore new ideas.
Yeah,
Don't you agree?
I agree. Without fantasy elements, my art would mean nothing.
How
And
can you explore like the depths of the human mind without going off the regular road every once in a while, straying away from what's normal?
Yeah, no, you have a good point. The capabilities of the human mind are they're so vast that if we don't explore them, then what's the point of having them? We need to use all of our creativity and give it the best that we can, and maybe that's really what humans being.
It gives
what
life
being human is all
quality.
about.
If we focus on the
Yeah.
realism, it gets drudging and slow. But when you use your creativity, it just goes the extra mile to push you through the day. And I think that's what's important.
It's well said.
So, thinking outside of the box. I like that idea. It really does tie into what I think. I like to think outside of the box as well. I mean, sure, I'm using the commonly held belief of, well, to an extent, creationism through my spontaneous generation, but thinking beyond that, that's where the scientific process comes from. Thinking of what lies beyond our thoughts and what could exist. That's what I like.
I guess I see where you're coming from. My experiences, fantasy and imagination have only led to strife, slavery, death. Maybe in your time it works, maybe not.
Perhaps. But it's just that bit of imagination that we need for discovery, isn't it?
We can use that to advance as a species.
Exactly. I like that.
You know, despite all our different life experiences and the fact that we come from different time periods, we all have some really genuine philosophies, and I think we learned a lot here today.
Yeah, that is great and all, but how are we going to get home?
Those are some nice bottoms. Where did you get them from?
Oh, I got these from Levy's. They're their new brand, Jeans Baptiste Lamarck.
Wait, isn't that your name?
Yes,